Well, good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Michael Trick. I'm the Dean here at CMUQ, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Dean's Lecture Series at Carnegie Mellon University in Qatar. This year, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of opening a campus here in Education City. This anniversary is a milestone event for us at CMUQ, and we see it as a real opportunity to reflect on the impact that we have had over the last 2 decades. One way we measure our impact is by the strong relationships we have formed within the business community in Qatar. Qatar National Bank is an excellent example of this. The friendship between our organizations began when CMUQ was a very new campus. And after years of partnership, we signed an official agreement in 2018 to coordinate in the fields of training, education, and community work. Over the past decade and a half, QNB has shared knowledge with our students at career fairs, hired our students and graduates, and offered their perspective on banking to our community. QNB has also sponsored some of our most prominent student competitions, including the Qatar Collegiate Programming Competition and Quick Startup. We deeply value the contribution QNB makes to improve the educational experience at CMUQ. Mira Al-Attiyah is our guest today. She has served as CEO of QNB's investment banking arm, QNB Capital, since 2014. She has extensive experience in both the public and private sector, advising government entities and large corporations on ECM and DCM issues, mergers and acquisitions, asset management, and strategic direction. Mrs. Al-Attiyah has a diverse background, including a degree in the College of Engineering at Qatar University, an MBA from Harvard Business School. In 2008-2009, she completed an executive education program at CMU in corporate innovation and entrepreneurship. She has worked as Assistant Undersecretary of Trade Affairs at the Ministry of Economy and Commerce and is a board member of a number of UK and Jersey-based companies. Today's presentation is a little different than our usual lecture format. Mrs. Al-Attiyah will have a conversation today with one of our students, Suad Almana. So after their conversation, we'll open up for questions from the audience. Suad is a sophomore studying business administration with a keen interest in finance. She is passionate about financial analysis and strategic decision-making and wishes to deepen her understanding of the field. Please join me in welcoming Mira Al-Attiyah and Suad Almana to the Dean's Lecture Series.
Thank you, Dean Trick, for the introduction, and a warm welcome to everyone joining us here today. It's truly an honor to be here with Mira Al-Attiyah, CEO of QNB Capital, to explore the role of investment banking in the growing financial landscape of Qatar. As Qatar continues to push forward with its Vision 2030, investment banking plays a crucial role in shaping the country's economic diversification and long-term development. So let's dive right in. Mira, we all hear about Qatar's big goals for economic diversification and Vision 2030. From your perspective, how do investment banks fit into that picture?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here today. And it's an honor to be here and among the students and everyone else to share this. Actually, when you talk about Qatar's Vision 2030, to achieve any country's vision, you need a lot of projects, and you need a lot of implementation plans. So you need a lot of goals and strategies that you need to actually do on a specific timeline. To be able to do that and to be able to achieve those projects successfully, the role of investment banking is very key. A lot of countries, and even in Qatar, will first look at financing. You will need financing to actually be able to deliver those projects. The role of investment bank here is very important, where we structure the best financing options, i.e. it can be through debt capital markets, where you can issue bonds and sukuks to get this financing in. It can be through FDIs, foreign direct investments. It can be through PPP structures. So we advise on the best structure And we actually did a very big green bond for the state of Qatar last year, where we issued a $2.5 billion green bond for the state of Qatar. QNB Capital was the global coordinator on the deal, and we were able to do it in a very successful way. This bond, green bond, is basically for Qatar to develop their green projects. So all the funds, which is 2.5 billion, will go towards green projects in the development of Qatar's agenda towards 2030. This is just an example of how investment banks can help, but also we help a lot, not only in the financing or getting the finance for projects, but also we help in advising. So advising on the best way to do the projects and help decision makers to take the right decision by giving them the options. Also, we look at economic and business impact on any project or policy that will be implemented. So there is a lot that investment banks can help in the country in general in actually developing their 2030 vision.
That's a really fascinating perspective, and it's fascinating to see how investment banks play a crucial role in economic transformation, providing the capital and financial support that help businesses and the country grow. So now, while most of us know about the traditional banking methods such as credit cards and deposits, investment banking is often seen as more complex. So could you break it down for us? What exactly does investment banking provide to its customers and clients?
So yeah, we're all aware, even in family, when they see me, Mira, can you actually get us a new credit card of QNB? No, I'm not. I don't do that. So basically, QNB or the classic banks are where we deposit our money, we have the credit cards, and they help us, do all the classic, all of us know what the banks do. Give us loans and, deposit our money, our salaries, and so on. So this is what QNB does. But QNB Capital, unfortunately, we don't issue credit cards. But we do the classic investment banking offerings. All investment banks have classic offerings, which are DCM, which is debt capital markets, which is issuing bonds and sukuks. Why do we issue bonds and sukuk? We do it for the sake of raising funds for the entity, which is the issuer. So this is one thing. The other thing is ECMs, which is equity markets. Equity markets is IPOs. So when we hear that a company is going to be publicly listed in the stock exchange, this is our role as QNB Capital in actually helping this company list. And we play a role as being a listing advisor. So this is the ACMs. And then you have the very popular M&A, merge and acquisition. We help companies to either merge or acquire other companies. And this is a classic investment banking offering. Other offerings that we do is a strategic and business advisory, which is something that we offer to our clients, and it's a very, very popular service that we offer to our clients. And we do special funds, which is kind of real estate funds or private funds. So those are the classic investment banking offerings. Usually our clients are large corporates or government. We don't deal with normal retail customers, which is the customers of a classic bank. So this is the main kind of difference between QNB Capital and QNB. So if you work in QNB Capital, you will get from your family a lot of requests telling you, we want the new credit card of QNB Capital, QNB, and you will be like, I can't do anything.
Yeah, no, that explanation really clarifies how investment banking goes beyond everyday banking and how it helps businesses expand. So with Qatar's financial sector growing rapidly, we've seen a lot of innovation shaping the industry. So what are some exciting trends or developments in investment banking that could inspire students like me to pursue a career in finance?
So investment banking is always popular. Like we always have many fresh grads and trying to approach or trying to get a job in investment banking. It's very popular for people who like finance and who like business and finance numbers. They will always want to be in investment banking. What investment banking has to do, which is different than any other job, is the excitement of having different projects every time. So you will have different projects as if you're actually changing your career, because in one project you can be, your client can be a government entity, and you're doing a PPP project for schools in Qatar and how to fund schools in Qatar. And in another project, your client can be a large corporate that's thinking about IPOing and thinking about who will be their new shareholders, what is the investor presentation that can be developed, and so on. So your clients can be always different, which gives the excitement and gives the right different learning experience for our let's say, for people who are joining investment banking. It's a very challenging environment, I would say. It's not for a person who wants to do a normal working hours, because it's it's a challenging environment. People stay long hours, and it depending on their projects, when do they finish, and what's the project that they are involved in. So, and it's very competitive as well. So there is a lot of challenges, it's challenging. It's not challenges, but it's challenging, which is nice challenging, I think. It's exciting, and it keeps the person actually engaged and offer a lot of learning opportunities.
That's very insightful. So for students who are still exploring their academic paths or thinking of pursuing a career in the finance world, understanding the key skills needed for success is very crucial. So in your experience, what courses or skills are absolute must-haves to thrive in the investment banking industry?
Courses, I would say now in Doha in particular, in Qatar, the most popular course is being CFA. And we are encouraging all our trainees to complete their CFA 1 while they join us in year 1. And we help them by actually giving them access to the courses and giving them, sort of time for their study and to do their exams. But I actually do encourage students before they actually graduate to do their CFA in their last year of university, and it will be very, very, it will give a big difference if their CV has a CFA. It can give them a priority and give them a priority with the employer, and they can be the first choice of employer or get a better rank if they have CFA alongside with a good university degree. So I would encourage CFA being a very good course to start with, to open doors for a better job in the investment or in financial sector.
That's incredibly valuable advice. So now as we approach the end of our discussion, I'd love to close on an inspiring note. So for our upcoming graduates, especially those here in Qatar, who dream of stepping into leadership roles one day, what's your message to them? Do you have a personal motto or a story that keeps you inspired?
Yeah, so first of all, I would say that university degrees only open doors for the job, but not after that. So after that, you are by your own, and you need to do a lot to actually get yourself up on the ladder. The job environment is totally different than a university structure. In the university, you're sitting down and getting information. So you have this luxury of getting the right people feeding you in the right information, and you're observing this information. Also, you have an award system that if you study hard, you get an A, B. So basically, the satisfaction of getting the right reward is there. But it's so different in the work. There is nothing like that. Doesn't mean if you work hard, you'll get an A. And it doesn't mean if you actually, if you're coming in first thing in the morning, you will get the right learning. It's all about, first of all, I would say, invest in yourself. This is the most important thing that you do in the first 3 years of your career. And this is the highest yield that you will actually get in the first 3 years of your career. This is something that I was told when I was a fresh grad, and I will share it with you. Don't pick a job based on the highest pay or the best title for your first job. Pick the job that will teach you the most. So the job that will offer you the best teaching, learning opportunity is the job to go for, and not the job that actually has the best salary, the best title. So this is the most important thing. Pick the job that will teach you for the first job. Invest in yourself in the first 3 years. And also don't wait for spoon feeding, because there will be people who are very smart around you. Take the opportunity of learning from them. They're busy, they have a lot of things to do. I always say to even the people who join us as trainee, you have to go and pick the information from them. You have to knock their doors and take from their time to actually teach you. This kind of learning is priceless, and this kind of learning in the first 3 years of the career will make you different than everyone else, because everyone else took the university degree, but not everyone will have the right training afterwards. So basically, getting into the right training and not spoon feeding, getting into the, I need to knock the doors, I need to grab the information, I need to learn from everyone, and have a goal of every day I go to work, I'll learn one thing new. So every day I go to work, I should learn something new. This something new could be from the person who is higher from you, or even your peers. That people you're spending time with, try to spend time with the people who are smart around you, and try to get, or more experienced, and try to get information from them. Also, the on-job training will be important. Very, very last note, I would like to mention motivation. As I said, in university, your motivation is to get an A, but in work, this motivation the motivation should be different. Don't wait, be self-motivated, don't wait for motivations from others. Don't wait for your boss to tell you, excellent job, you did well, and if this boss didn't tell you that, it's a bad day. No, come to work and get your motivation around, why do I come to work? I come to work for, number one, I want to be part of the country's vision, and I want to be, even if I'm doing something really small, but I know that whatever I'm doing is contributing to the country's developing in a better future. I want to be part of that, and all of us wants to be part of that. That should be the motivation for me to go to work, not because I have a good boss or a bad boss. I shouldn't be caring of who's my boss. It's about like I'm self-motivated, and this is what I would give as an advice: be self-motivated. And this should be your driver of coming to work. Also, another driver, investing in yourself and getting the right learning. And after this, all doors will be open, because people want or high organizations want the people who actually know how to do the work. So this will make you stand out differently than others and make you shine to be picked up by big organizations, leadership positions, and so on. So I would say, be self-motivated. You are part of a big plan which the country is trying to achieve. And, one of the country's 2030 vision is to invest in their people. So I think having CMU is one of the country's vision to invest in their people. Graduates from CMU hopefully will be the future of developing the country's plan. And I think this is the biggest motivation for all of us to wake up in the morning and go to work.
That's a very powerful message, and I'm sure many of us will take that to heart as we navigate our own career paths. So before we wrap up this discussion, I would love to open the floor to the audience. So if anyone has any questions for Ms. Al-Attiyah, just there's 2 microphones to the side. Just stand up and go to one of them.
First of all, thanks so much for an insightful presentation. I'm Abdul Wasit, graduating with concentration in finance this year. So my question is, how does QNB Capital differentiate itself from other investment banks?
So for us, it's easy now because we are the largest or investment bank in Qatar. Given that, it gives our client a big this is a bigger differentiator. Investment banking has been a bit more popular within the other banks. So classically, before investment banks or establishing an investment bank for banks is expensive. It's not cheap. So a lot of banks do not offer investment banking in Qatar, kind of an offering. But a lot of banks are now thinking, out of my conversations with them, of actually establishing their investment bank offering. Given that QNB as a group is the largest in MENA region, not only Qatar, being their investment bank their investment banks gives us the power of actually, kind of being the leader in Qatar now. And this gives us a very big edge and difference. Another difference that we have, that all our investment bankers are in-house in Qatar. A lot of other investment banks that are offering investment banks services in Qatar are outsourcing the work outside Qatar. We invest a lot on our people, so we hire people in Qatar and we train a lot in investment banking, which is not common, as I said, because it's expensive, not common within the other kind of investment banks in Doha. You're welcome.
Thank you for this presentation. Alhamdulillah Al-Ahmedi. How is QNB Capital willing to leverage artificial intelligence in its operations?
Abdullah, you should tell us how it was your experience in actually training QNB Capital.
As one of the nice experiences I have.
Basically, AI is being a very hot topic. We have now one of our associate directors in QNB Capital in charge of that. He's doing actually a study around AI and the use of AI investment banks. We are, as we speak now, we have one of our clients gonna IPO a company, and it will be announced soon. It will be hopefully a very successful IPO. And this IPO now, we are running it through the classic way. And just as a trial, we're doing an AI version of how we're getting the Saud, who's our associate director, who's handling AI in investment technology and investment banking, to model it in an AI model and in an AI way to see how correct the information will come and how fast we can make our timelines. If this does work, IPOs will actually will be much, much faster and listing companies in the stock exchange will shrink in time. So the timeline will actually, I will imagine, will go to half. So this will be a really a big benefit for our clients and for the Qatar Stock Exchange as well.
Any more questions?
Hi, I'm Fat. Thank you for the presentation. I've learned that Qatar is going to launch the derivative products in the market soon, including futures and credit swap. How does QNB Capital consider this move of the government, and what plan are you having for this new market?
new offerings and new offerings within the Qatar exchange. It's always, it's always good to have the latest offerings, so or the updated offerings within our local Qatar exchange. Remember, our aim is not only Qatari investors or shareholders. Qatar exchange is aiming for global shareholders, which is already there, but they're aiming for more. That's why, if you noted that a lot of companies within Qatar exchange now announce that that is allowed to own up to 100% by foreign shareholders, which gives the idea of opening up the market. And also there will be from the foreign shareholders a demand for this kind of a new project. So these new products, I can't tell you if they will work well within the Qatar exchange or not. I think it's good to test them and see how they will launch them and how the market will react to it, because the market will react from the local shareholders and the global international shareholders. And I think they are very flexible in Qatar exchange, where they actually adopt their policies based on how they actually work. So if they are going to roll the new projects, and they will check how they actually interact with the shareholders, and they will either make it, extend it or minimize it depending on the outcome.
So would you make project? Would you consider making an MPV project in QNB Capital locally to invest in this kind of product?
So in QNB Capital, we don't invest the bank's money. We usually invest the clients. But we have in Doha, we have asset management in QNB Group, which they invest they have funds, and they invest within the funds, and they are very active with the Qatar Exchange, Doha Qatar Exchange. And I'm sure that if there is any new product, they will be there.
Well, thank you very much for that very informative talk, and thank you very much, Claude, for wonderful moderation. Let us thank these two for this presentation. So, as part of the celebration of having you here as part of the Dean's lecture, we do have a little plate to give you, and we'll take a picture. So what would you like? Makes me feel very good that companies like QNB Capital are in such good hands. So thank you all for coming out today to today's Dean's Lecture. It's not the only Dean's Lecture that we'll have in the semester, so keep your eyes out for future Dean's Lectures. In the meantime, we do have a light lunch prepared for you, and you're all welcome to join and continue the discussion. Thank you all very much for coming out today.